We start our stream directly not from Petri dish, but directly on air with our moth, with our HAWKMOTH. This moth is alive, sitting on my finger, breathing, and you can see how strongly he is keeping its body on my finger with claws. Yes, it's alive moth, night moth, and this is a deathhead moth. Deathhead moth, ACHERONTIA of family Sphingidae. This specimen just hatched from pupa 2 days ago. Pretty active now, but still doesn't like to open the wings, and sitting on my finger under the strong light of lamp. So you can recognize skull picture on its thorax. This is female with dark coloration of wings, with open antenna, big head with facet eyes, and a strong, very fat legs, and first pair of legs very much enlarged. You can recognize 4 legs, a pretty big one. We're translating you directly online picture of this deathhead moth, ACHERONTIA, sitting at my room on my finger, and I'm talking with you, just keeping this moth alive. And I still didn't try to feed this female. I'm not sure how hungry he is. Maybe I can try, but when it's possible to try to feed, it's a little bit difficult because it needs to open tube of proboscis with stick, and moth doesn't like it. You know that this moth like to steal honey from beehive. Maybe. Hello, Faye. We start our evening stream with our pet deathhead moth, ACHERONTIA, second specimen which just hatched 2 days ago. Third one just also hatched, but it's hiding somewhere under my bedroom, under my bed. I just heard this flight morning time, but I didn't catch third individual. The third male is still hiding somewhere. Maybe next day when it will try to fly, I can catch it. But this one is still little bit weak, not so active, and little bit sleeping under the strong light of lamp. That's why I'm trying to show it, because later deathhead moth will be very active and nervous. He's breathing, and this is male. I lost one individual somewhere. Not lost, but just missed, I can say. One individual just hiding somewhere. Under my table or somewhere. Was moving early morning and I didn't recognize where. Because this one was flying very actively, and I caught it easily. But next one was just making a little bit noise like a mouse. And this mouse just hiding. So, but I still have one more pupa, so expecting to get another individual. Next one, probably male too. I had 1 female and 3 males, I guess. So my friend sent me 4 pupae. He sent me 4 larvae before pupation, and I showed you already green and striped caterpillars before pupation. We made special capsule between papers inside plastic cap, and they pupated successfully, and now we are successfully transformed from pupa into the moth. So it's becoming nervous, trying to escape. When moth is moving very quickly, it's difficult to show it on camera because movements are so quick and rapid. You can recognize here, you see, first pair of legs enlarged, very wide. I guess this is a character for male. Very nice. Shining eye, facet eye. Yesterday I showed it during stream at night time with lamp. Oh, you see how beautiful thorax from the downside. Very bright. Bright yellow. It's easy to play with individual because moth doesn't sting, doesn't bite, very peaceful. And it's a great fun because moving more or less slowly, unless another daily butterflies which flying very quickly. But he is trying to move as well. Switch on motor waves. You see a little bit poo on my finger. It's always moth is making poo after emergence, and you see here very wide top of abdomen, which is characteristic for male. And female has usually fatter body and rounded body. Down part of thorax is yellowish. When it will be running, crawling quickly, I will need to put it to the cage and show you other creatures. I'm quite sure that 99% of our visitors never seen that head moth alive, even in collection. Maybe heard just only about this moth from book, because this moth is very rare. It's a rare case to find it in nature. And actually this moth doesn't survive during winter time. Pupa cannot overwinter in the conditions of Europe because it's cold temperature in winter. Moths can fly up to Sweden and Norway and Finland. It can make just 1 or 2 generations during the year, or making buzzing and making movement. Unfortunately, I didn't take my camera slow-mo. This is direct stream. Next time I will try to make slow-mo. I cannot turn my finger to show you the picture. Hello everybody who is joining us. Welcome our visitors from English-speaking countries. Welcome visitors who can understand English. This stream is in English, so ask questions in English. Welcome people from America. Welcome from Kyiv, capital of Ukraine. And this is translation from Kyiv. I appreciate joining us, Ameta Soma, our subscriber. Welcome news to us to have many more sponsors on our channel. This is a kind of feedback, pleasant one. Yes, you can see coxa, hairy coxa, and a very shining eye. And also proboscis is hidden. I cannot show you directly. I can show on stick, with stick. Wait a minute. Where is it? You see, these are yellow coxa, four legs, with very wide and large part of legs, facet eye, and here tube of proboscis, turned down just very short one. Usually HAWKMOTHs, they have very long proboscis, but bee HAWKMOTH has a very short one, but very strong and thick, and two antennae. Just I can try to make more zoom for magnification to show picture of head. Yes, you see. Between eyes you can see part which is called proboscis. This is very short tube for feeding. It needs to use stick to open it. Otherwise it's difficult to feed adult even with honey. Maybe he likes honey, he wants honey, but he doesn't like to open proboscis. Usually it was recorded that this moth is feeding on not so much on nectar, but just more on juice of different plants, which is coming from stems of trees, because it's too heavy to feed on plants, to find nectar on plants. Too heavy, plants cannot keep it. But juice of plants, juice of trees is okay. Yes, just feeding on birch sap, oak sap, something like that. And sometimes really coming to apiaries to steal a little bit honey, half of small teaspoon. But we had already experienced how to feed it, and I hope so maybe tomorrow this male will be hungry enough to be fed on honey in my artificial feeding tube, because it needs to keep it in palm, and I don't want to disturb it too much and maybe destroy a little bit hairy body. So that's why I'm just trying to play without feeding. Third day after emergence is the best way for feeding. He should be feeding himself as a hungry boy. I never seen it in natural conditions, natural environment, because it's a very rare case. I guess 1 in 100 beekeepers have seen this moth in apiary. Maybe 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000. So it is very, very rare. Yes, I guess so that popular HAWKMOTH much more common in Ukraine. There are some HAWKMOTHs which are caterpillars which are developing on poplar and also on lime tree. And this caterpillar can be easily reared on lilac in artificial conditions at home. Lilac is the commonest plant. Easy to feed it with lilac leaves. Let's try to play. Come on, baby. Do you want to crawl on me? I didn't rear it myself. I just got pupa from my friend who is breeding this species. He wrote me a letter that yesterday he got 10 adults in his culture. 10 adults at home laboratory. So he has a big enough colony for breeding, and he got 2 specimens also from natural conditions, from natural environment, but one pupa was infested with tachinid parasitic flies. So he sent me this pupa with flies, which I showed already on my channel. And I keep it in separate cage to show parasitic flies, which are emerging from pupa. Of course, Tachinid flies were infesting caterpillar, but larvae of Tachinid flies were developing slowly inside caterpillar when we were just moving inside pupa, and we're sitting a couple of days inside pupa after pupation, and later they just crush pupa completely. I show you it again. This is adult, and this kind of crushed pupa of this moth. Crushed because all pupa has been eaten by larvae of these tiny ray flies of Tachinidae family. 42 individuals, 42 larvae just came out and pupated, made these pupariums with white pupa inside, pseudopupa, which is named puparium, and only just skin, only the shell of pupa remained. Instead, healthy pupa. In healthy pupa I have one more. Yes, I show you. This is a healthy pupa of next individual, which is coming probably very soon. So this is a pupa of deadhead moth, an adult, which is becoming nervous because of light. This is pupa, alive, with an abdomen, with visible parts of body. And this moth was coming from another pupa 2 days ago. When moth is moving, all right, showed you his abdomen, very bright one. Want to jump and want to escape, I guess so. So I must be careful to keep it in my fingers, to catch it and move it to a container. Otherwise he will be crawling somewhere here on my floor. HAWKMOTH is not flying directly to the ceiling, but just jumping and moving like mouse. Just making it smaller. Magnification. Yeah, want to jump and want to live. Thank you for watching. Yes. Escape. I put it to container, but I cannot show you because it needs to move camera. So I show you some other moths. Very tiny moths which are here. And these are moths from your kitchen, I guess so. Claudia interpunctella. Another moth is coming here. You can recognize it on pheromone trap. This is sticky trap. This is sticky trap for your kitchen, very convenient one. This is another moth which is named Claudia interpunctella, or Indian mealworm. Indian mealworm, family Pyralidae. Yes, Pyralidae. Another dangerous moth can be Pyralidae farinalis, but this one is Claudia interpunctella is the commonest one in kitchen and warehouses, because this tiny moth has just only small size, about 6 millimeters, but very common in kitchen and very quiet in kitchen. Usually not flying inside your bedroom, inside your apartment, but crawling and flying in kitchen near food material. Female can lay up to 400 eggs actually. 400 eggs. So next generation can be very huge. And actually, even if you flapping this moth, and moth is still alive, and body just crashed, but female can lay eggs because your ovipositor can lay eggs even with nearly killed adult. So that's why near the killed adult sometimes I have found just a bunch of fertilized and healthy eggs, and just small caterpillars hatching out, feeding on that body of their mother, and then just crawling around searching for food. And this is a pheromone trap with special smell of females, which is attracting males, and very sticky. Even my fingers just stuck. Sorry about that. So I open it just part by part, and many of these funny mealworms came and attached during my observations in this summer. Hello Javad. I'm fine, thank you. Join our stream. Yes, that's right, Fair. Eggs are hatching from inside the dead mother, which was flapped. If you're just making like that, you are thinking that moth is dead. No, she's dead, but body and her abdomen is still alive. Ovipositor can continue to lay eggs. A bunch of 10, 20, 25 eggs can be laid. Healthy, fertilized eggs, which they will produce caterpillars, which they are crawling very well and can find food material. And as I said, initially very small caterpillars will eat the dead body of their mother, just because no food around. So they're eating the dead body, and then they're crawling around to search for more food. No, that's I have been observing that. I have been observing that even on different caterpillars. Sometimes I have recorded just the moment when one moth was caught by spider. Spider was just paralyzed, Plodianther punctella and other Pyralidae moth, and moth was starting to lay eggs immediately after paralyzation. Paralyzed, nearly dead, moth produced many eggs inside the tube. And later this moth has been eaten by spider. So everything is happening. Predator is trying to eat the moth, but moth is making her job, producing new fresh progeny to survive in this bloody, strange world. Javad, what are you asking about Apis mellifera? How I can be searching for Apis mellifera in November time? It's winter, nearly winter, very cold. I'm not searching for Apis mellifera, I'm just studying sometimes how they're living, how they're developing inside beehives. And I'm talking about the life cycle inside Ukrainian style of beehive. This weekend I am planning to make interview, I'm not sure open one or closed one, on YouTube with one American lady who is writing the book about beekeeping in the world, and she was interested to ask me a bunch of questions about Ukrainian beehives. So I introduced her my publications about Ukrainian effective beehives. So I hope we will be discussing it this weekend about structure of effective frames in beehives, about structure of beehive, positions of frames inside beehive, because beehive this is artificial conditions, nest for colony of Apis mellifera, but nevertheless it can be modified because still Apis mellifera is not domesticated species. We cannot say this Apis mellifera is domesticated. Maybe we can receive some hybrids, maybe some races, but they are still wild. They're always trying to escape from the apiary, to live somewhere outside. And also they are stinging. Domesticated insects are very few. Probably only one species, silk moth, which was domesticated by Chinese and now domesticated in Southeast Asia. And this moth lost her ability to fly and only making cocoon, but Apis mellifera didn't lose ability to sting and only remain her ability to collect honey, but sting even her host or hosts, and sometimes being very aggressive. So we can improve a little bit her behavior, making more polite, more cute, not aggressive race, but still this is a wild species which will lose all these features if colony will escape apiary. But we are observing now just Indian mealworm on trap, and as I said about dead moths, I observed this emergence on another plate. I put them just like that, dead bodies here, Indian mealworm, Plodia interpunctella, many of them, just to show them all together. Sorry, they are crushed, they are not very attractive, they are not spread, but this is natural conditions. But here, later I observed some bunches of eggs and some caterpillars which were eating bodies of these dead mothers. Here not all moths are Plodia interpunctella. One moth is here, family Tineidae. This is a fur moth in the down left angle, yellowish one, small one. This is a fur moth, which I collected and bred in separate container to be very, very careful, because fur moth is more dangerous for clothes. Food material can be isolated, but it's very difficult to isolate and protect clothes. So this is a typical coloration, brown coloration and with stripe between. Yes, I can close the one. Indian mealworm, Plodia interpunctella, family Pyralidae. If you can carefully observe, some bodies have been eaten by caterpillars, not parasites, not by beetles. Yeah, you see crushed bodies. So these are dangerous home pests. The caterpillars of these species are eating all type of food, all type of bread material and plant material. For example, some grains, flour, lot of different cereals, dry fruits, dry vegetables, confectionaries, spices, herbs, nuts, all very convenient for food for the caterpillars of these Indian mealworms. So that's why you must be careful about your different cereals and nuts, and usually how to protect them, 2 different ways. One, put to the freezer under the -20 for 2 days. Second, just put it to the oven to a temperature +50 centigrade to eliminate the infestation either by cold temperature in freezer -20 or by very hot temperature in oven +50 centigrade for 15 minutes, no more. Don't make it fried. Oh, Javad is very comfortable with ResearchGate. Yes. ResearchGate, this is open resource for all materials, which is available free of charge with different articles of publishers. So it's easy to find publications online. Not everything maybe, because it's time to upload. This is just game to upload all the new publications. Some old publications maybe not all uploaded, especially some big publications inside conferences, inside books. Yes, you see here, I'm feeding my wasps with piece of honey. Javad, are you interested in beekeeping? Do you have honeybees? If you ask about Apis mellifera, are you breeding Apis mellifera? Are you breeding honeybees? Or are you just interested in bees, the hobby? Are you hobby beekeeper or practical commercial beekeeper? I cannot show you just my Apis mellifera in honeybee beehive because it needs to have observation at beehive, but I am living in an apartment in big city and it's not comfortable to have observational hive and any kind of hive on balcony. This is not correct to keep it at home in a big city. It's not safe for neighbors. But wasps, especially this type of wasp, they are not aggressive, they are not dangerous. They are very polite for observations. And now it's a cold time, easy to observe them inside a room inside the container. Easy to feed them with honey. But beehive needs much more attention, and especially if you keep honeybees, sometimes they are swarming. They're always swarming. If you miss something, if they don't like conditions, if they don't like beehive, if they didn't get something correctly, so they can leave your beehive, and swarm can be a little bit dangerous for people who has no experience about them. So if someone can be stung in a city, that's not a good idea. Probably even such beekeeper can be punished and with some penalty. But some people are keeping beehives even in a city because some people have private houses, private, not apartments, but private houses in some areas of city. Because city of Kyiv is a big one with 2 million of inhabitants. So we have some regions, some areas with private houses. So some of people have just private apiary in near private houses. Even in the summertime, I observed some drones on asphalt road. So it's an indication that maybe in diameter about 1 kilometer, someone has a beehive. What Javat is talking, Javat is telling us that actually I love honeybees and I'm beekeeper and researcher about Apis mellifera and I have a master degree. And Face coming telling us that Pollies wasps, our paper wasps which I are showing you now, are very convenient, even with these conditions of very small container as well. Yes, I guess so. With some beekeepers, they love bees, but they don't like wasps. Usually all beekeepers, they say, we hate wasps. You see how they're watching for us, very funny. In the upper side, they're hiding behind the wall of nest, and they're looking on us. What's going on? Because strong light. Probably all of them just on the upper side. These are males with shorter antennae, and this a big female, big queen is coming. And this upper side, big females with enlarged abdomen, big queens, several queens of this year generation. Who else coming to our stream who can speak English? Write in comments what country are you coming from. Write your comment as a feedback to tell us what is your city, what is your home country. If you are watching us from United States, we had already visitors from different states from America, from Arizona, Alabama, from California, from Florida, Michigan, Virginia, Oregon, Washington, D.C., Washington State. So maybe some other states will be new for our visitors. Welcome to write comments. Welcome to visit our channel and watch our videos. You see, I'm keeping them with open lid. This container is open, so they are not intended even to escape. But I know that they are not dangerous. I can touch them very easily, and they do not sting me. Even if they can try to sting me, it's not dangerous. It's not painful. For this species of Pollies, maybe other species in your country, somewhere in tropical area, they have bigger size, more aggressive and more painful in the scale of sting venom. But this species, Pollies dominus, not so dangerous. Finally, I can show you our funny guys who is sitting here. Our Roly-polys. We're more quiet. We're not so active as wasps. We're feeding here on this piece of bread. We like to eat wet bread. We need some moisture, and I need to put them back to their container, to their terrarium, because they're sitting here already one day. Better to put them back so they feel themselves better in container. You see someone has just died. So to the dry place for these terrestrial crustaceans, we need more wet container. We need more moisture. Not extra wet, but we prefer wet container. And here in petri dish, little bit dry place for them. That's why this one is just dead. Sorry about that. Roly-polies are very peaceful creatures, very easy to observe, very easy to collect, and very easy to keep the culture in a small container or in a big container. And we need very small care. Put them just some substrate from plant material, and sometimes needs to add dry leaves. So that's all. Dry leaves, this is a food for them for a long period of time. And need to put some pieces of wood where they do like to crawl together and making gathering together. So this one dead, because we're semi-social. We're gathering in groups, and it's fun to observe them. We have different coloration, different species: white, yellowish, reddish, pink, because this is terrestrial crustaceans. Sometimes we live in dry places, somewhere in the caves, under the stones, under the bark of trees, in hidden places. So they're very funny home pets if you like to keep them. Very easy to observe them. Less care than for others, which needs more attention and more food. We need just little bit plant material, and that's all. Needs to be careful, just don't allow them to escape, because now this petri dish has no lid, and they're sometimes trying to escape, jump out. They're crawling and just coming out. So they're tricky. Pretty clever to understand that container is open. I made some short video with my HAWKMOTH today, just before this stream, so I will upload several small videos for people who didn't participate in our stream, because sometimes YouTube like to show short stories. When you're making long story, not many people sometimes coming, and it depends from the territory. Sometimes more people come in, especially in the weekend time, and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. In daytime, not many people are gathering together who likes entomology and insects. and some invertebrates. Last time I made long stream but not in English, about grants, about fellowships, about scholarships for local scientists, for local students. It was a great fun. Many people participated, many people asked questions, many people were surprised by the subject about grants, because this is a secret story. Not many people are talking about grants. Grants, some fellowships and scholarships which you can receive from university, from public organizations, from government, or this or that country. You can find just the list of these foundations. But how to apply, this is a story. It needs some experience. I participated in some grants and some fellowships abroad, so I gave some, I hope so, positive advices how to apply for grants. But of course I don't know too much about local grants in the United States, because I applied for European grants. And all science mostly done in the United States on grants, as well as in Europe too, and in Australia and Southeast Asia. So I hope some of my advices have been useful for young scientists, for young students. Most common problem for Ukrainian scientists, just the lack of ability to speak English. So that's why I'm trying to promote the activity to study English language for better communication during travels, during scientific activity, during the study in university, then during the scientific activity, because Google Translator is a good one, some artificial intelligence translation is a good one, but face-to-face communication is more difficult, and it needs public speaking experience to understand linguistic expressions, and especially to understand communication between scientists, to apply for scientific research projects, for cooperation, for collaboration between scientists. Very good question about English. I'm not quite sure why you are asking me this question. Maybe at least I can recognize that you can understand me better than other non-English speaking persons. Actually, I was learning English for a long time. As people can say, I was learning for ages. Never stopped learning English, never stopped studying. I was studying English in school, and I liked it very much because I had good teacher of English. I enjoyed learning English in university, but I had no speaking practice. My first practice in English was when I visited United Kingdom Natural History Museum on Cromwell Road in London during my fellowship supported by British Council. So I started my active public speaking even later. My first experience was in London, and it was in 1991. Then I visited several countries, several scientific conferences, and I said for myself, at conferences, for example, I made some kind of goals for public communication, not only to read my conference abstract, conference report, but also to communicate with people. When I visited conference in Egypt, for instance, this was not very large conference on Trichogramma parasitoids. I said for myself, I need to meet as more people as possible, to communicate with as more as possible scientists, just for fun, for self-presentation, to show them my name cards, to give them. So that's why even I was talking too many time with different people, that some people, I said myself, can I try, for instance, not British accent, but try to American accent, just to have a fun. So after some of my funny stories with American pronunciation, some Turkish guys said me, Victor, you have been studying somewhere in America? I said, no, I just visited London. I have not been in America yet. But I said for myself that this was a funny experience. And my goal for better communication with scientists gave me some improvement. Even I got my next fellowship in another country after such active communication with scientists during this conference. My first conference abroad. Not first, sorry about that, second one. First conference abroad was in Edinburgh. Hymenopterist Society meeting in Edinburgh in 1991. And meeting in Egypt was in 1995. And after that I visited some other countries, several meetings, conferences, got some fellowships. I visited about 15 countries, and only in 2 countries I have been visiting during my holidays. Other countries I visited during my fellowships and scholarships and some business visits. So that's a short story, making long story short. Always needs to communicate with people, always needs to keep communication active. Even if during some years I have not been visiting other countries, I visited some English-speaking clubs in Ukraine. They named Toastmasters International English-speaking clubs. We made some presentations in English, just for fun, for curiosity, for developing English-speaking skills, to make friendly relations with young people. And it was also quite useful. I got many friends, and now we know each other for ages. More than 15 years I have been participating in such clubs, and many of them are still friends in Ukraine, and many of them just migrated to many different countries abroad because of they developed English speaking skills and their business skills better using English. Some of them immigrated, some of them still making business in speaking business. But I am making my research with my animals, with my insects, with my parasitoids, with my microscope. In some countries, not English-speaking countries, even I said my microscope does not speak local language, but I speak English, so then we can understand each other. My microscope didn't speak Chinese, but I communicate with Chinese in English, and so far so good in other countries as well. Because English is international language, and I do not understand some young people who is a little bit lazy to start English, learning English. But everyone is different. Some young people is very active, some are active, some young people slightly lazy and want to receive easy money. It depends from personality. So that's a little bit story from my biography, just for fun. Not too many details, because these facts also written on my web page on Wikipedia, if someone is interested to know a little bit about me, you can visit Wikipedia and check my stories on Wikipedia. I corrected something, but not everything is written over there. At least list of new species which I have described with cooperation with my colleagues and myself. This list is indicated on Wikipedia. Just for fun, for curiosity, and for pleasure, for indication of my input to the science of entomology and to the science of taxonomy. I hope so. I hope so. Of course, I can. Unfortunately, I am not poet. I do not write English poems like Shakespeare. But I visited Stratford-upon-Avon, so I'm very enthusiastic about it as well. That's a good question about translation of specific taxonomical characters. Just recently, one of my colleagues published a dictionary about beekeeping. Dictionary about beekeeping, English-Ukrainian dictionary on beekeeping, with 1,000 terms of beekeeping. I have also my manuscript of English, Ukrainian, Russian languages on beekeeping. Maybe in the nearest future I can publish my version of this dictionary on English, Ukrainian languages, dictionary of different terminology in English and in Ukrainian. Maybe it will be hard copy book and also electronic book. Now electronic books became quite popular. I'm not quite sure the best place for printing an electronic book, because with my collaborator in Turkish Republic, we prepared short methodology book about collecting insects, about collecting Hymenoptera. But I published this book about 20 pages in journal, but in English. But we made also same, maybe 25 to 30 pages book in Turkish language, but we didn't publish it yet. Maybe it can be distributed also as electronic version book on the web. If someone is familiar about how to better present and sell books in electronic form, I would appreciate to get some advices where it's better to publish electronic books. Just publish and just distribute it, maybe for not very expensive price. So for decent price, for sure. Latest version of English-Ukrainian dictionary on beekeeping was published 30 years ago. So this year, one of my friends and colleagues published it, just next edition, next new book. I don't have it in my fingers, in my hands yet. but I hope to review it pretty soon when you will send it me. One roly-poly escaped from petri dish still when I was talking, and it was coming to the cage. Escaped inside the cage with wasps, so I need to take it off. Yeah, very funny roly-polys, very active one. When our police is, oh yes, still coming. One roly-poly is still here. Maybe I can remain one just as a cleaner. Maybe it will be local cleaner. It's enough food for this roly-poly inside this place. Roly-poly is not predator, so will not make any wounds for wasps. Will be crawling around. In summertime I noticed that it's quite easy to make control of roly-polys if you put some ground beetles inside container with roly-polys. Ground beetles of family Carabidae are very serious hunters, so they can hunt on roly-polys and can reduce their colony quite quickly. So we were controlling my roly-polys colony summertime, but later they just died. Maybe they ate each other, several specimens of Carabidae beetles, ground beetles. What are you doing here? Come on, babies. Come on, babies. Thank you for being with us during this stream. I hope so. It was interesting to see the behavior of our funny bee HAWKMOTH. Next time we hope to feed him, feed this male, this HAWKMOTH male in our next stream. So stay with us. If you are first time visitors, subscribe to our channel. Welcome to visit our Monobank page if you are in Ukraine. Welcome to visit my other videos on my channel. Thank you for coming. Thank you for questions. It was pleasant to make contact and read your questions and comments. I hope so. I was understood. Come on. Yes, you see. This funny female doesn't like me. Want to bite me. Come on. Protect yourself. Come on. Yes. Not aggressive, but not biting. Not stinging. Try to bite me. And these are watching from behind the nest. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being with us. See you soon in my next streams. Good luck. Best wishes from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. And as I said, stand with Ukraine, support Ukraine, help Ukraine, and Ukraine will win. Despite any circumstances, despite any troubles, we must be fighting, we must be living, we must be all together, Ukrainians and other civilized society, against our unfriendly, bloody neighbor, which is fighting with us. Ukraine forever. Good luck. See you soon on my channel. Thank you for coming. See you soon in my next stream. The sooner, the better. And subscribe if you are first time visitor. Good luck. Have a good day. Thank you, Amita Sama. Good luck.